TYTSports. Our World Cup coverage continues with our World Cup expert, Franny Max. Did I get that right?
Franny Max is catching on.
Yeah, right.
Mike even called me the other day. It's catching on.
Ben Mankiewicz, the final quarterfinal match that we're that we're previewing. The sort of the underdogs of the tournament. They've had a great run, Costa Rica, but they're playing one of the powers in the world, the Netherlands. Yeah. And it seems as if the Netherlands had the crap scared out of them by Mexico. Yes. I had Mexico in that game, one of my many crushing defeats. And that's a game Mexico, look, you're ahead in the 88th minute, you should probably win.
Yes.
So how does the Netherlands respond, do you think, effectively?
I think it's going to be a case of I've shit myself, now I need to regroup. I think they're coming into this game, out of all the bets that we've been sitting here talking about, I think this is one of the clearest for me. I would hate, Costa Rica have had a great run, but I think they got a good draw against Greece. That's a good draw to have in the second round, but I think it's clear now that the Netherlands are going to win.
Greece just there was a lot of luck involved with Greece. I mean, Greece getting by the Ivory Coast.
The last minute goal.
Yeah, and then it seemed as if they were, and then they seemed to me a little overmatched against Costa Rica. But then again, all of a sudden, we were back in extra time as we always are.
Yeah, so with that, I mean, obviously that game was involved with the 10 men, getting a guy sent off. But Costa Rica, I think they've impressed so much that the Netherlands are now going into this game not taking anyone for granted. I mean, Mexico for the Netherlands was a good draw for them as well, considering that they could have got Brazil in that group, depending on how the group went around. But they are coming in now with the realization that we can't take anyone lightly. And I think it could be a blowout. Could
Costa Rica have the same sort of effect that I imagine the U.S. would have had if they'd won? Almost, it was even true with this getting into the final 16. But if the U.S. had gotten to the quarterfinals, just by nature of if we'd converted there in the last minute and all of a sudden somehow won this game 1-0, even though it's totally random, right? Exactly. As we just saw, because it's random that he didn't even come close somehow from 1 inch. But that I think we would have been, there's just a sense of satisfaction, which surprises me because in sports you would think you'd get up for each game individually. But you're sort of suggesting that Costa Rica, they're already like, great job. This was awesome. What a run this has been. I mean, and they won't feel bad if they lose 3-0.
What I talked about with
can't believe I just did that.
What I talked about with Jason is that Costa Rica, the reason they've got through is through a combination of two things: energy and fearlessness. So they're still going to continue with those two. They're not going to be scared of the Netherlands, but the difference is Netherlands are going to be scared of Costa Rica, scared of messing up, scared of having another repetition of what happened in Mexico.
That tells me, though, that's the possibility of tightness and one team freewheeling and not fearing, like, hey, if we lose to the Netherlands, this has been a great run.
Exactly.
But if they're fearless again, then that's when they can win. Let's take a look at the odds. Because if you believe that's a possibility, look at that, plus 600 to win the game in the first 90. And you can also get them at even money at +1. So if they lose that game 1-0 or 2-1, you get your money back and you win a draw. So that's attractive, but you think that's a crazy bet.
I just think that the Netherlands, for me, they're looking at this game as how we're going to perform in the semi-final. We need to go out here and have an exemplary performance, the way they had against Spain. They've reached that level against Spain, and then Chile they played well, and in Australia they struggled, and against Mexico they struggled. They're looking to get back to that performance they had against Spain. They need to exemplify the way they played.
Do you think they might? Multiple goals.
I think it could be 2-0. I think 2-0 is my safe bet. I'm going to go for. I think Robin and Van Persie, the two of them.
So you really think it'd be tough for any of these games to get 3 goals, is what you're saying there?
Yeah, well, unless Brazil-Colombia is a game, it could be
I bet Jason, our producer, Jason Rubin, was mentioning that 9.5 goals total for all 4 games.
Yeah. I have that bet up right now. It's the over-under, 9.5, like you said, -125 for the over, -105 for the under.
Well, I mean, I love, based on this conversation here, I mean, and the way things have gone, I love the under.
Yeah.
I mean, you win 9 goals, that's 2 goals a game, and you get a bonus goal thrown in there somewhere.
Exactly. The game that you're going to rely on for bonus goals, I think, is going to be Brazil-Colombia, because it's the attack of 2 guys, 2 teams that want to go for each other. Germany, France, as we said, it's going to be strategy. I don't think there'll be as much goals, but I mean, even when you see teams that are blowing teams out, they always sneak that 1 goal. Like Belgium, would you have predicted that the US were going to score a goal in that second half?
I was watching it with 3 friends at a restaurant bar in Culver City. We laughed at 2-0 because we were like, we want to pay our check, and we get in the car, we hear it on the radio, it's 2-1. We listen to the game on the radio, sitting outside the bar, thinking we might have to go right back in here.
Exactly. It's so unpredictable. Goals come when you least expect it.
I'm presuming that bet of yours is only the first 90. for that over/under for that 9.5.
Goals scored in regulation only.
Yeah,
See, well,
regulation
I
only.
think under needs to go because a lot of these goals are scored in extra time.
I want to find that bet. I want that bet made.
Yeah. Once that's done, Jason, put it on.
Yeah. All right. So, but your final score
2-0. 2-0 to the Netherlands.
2-0 to the Netherlands. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Francis.
Thank you for watching.